Another bike ride brain dump today. I'm sitting on a bench in the park right by the water, just kind of thinking. And what's been in the news recently is this FTX blow up, right? This kid that made an exchange for crypto and pretty much did God knows what with that money. And it's essentially all gone. And so they're probably going to declare bankruptcy. There's a lot of people that were tricked by something like that, ranging from the everyday Joe all the way up to hedge funds and governments and Tom Brady. Somebody said, I'm not sure. And I'm thinking, what do you do about something like that from a legal standpoint? What can you do? And it's usually very little. There's a bankruptcy procedure, and somebody will reorganize that company to try to collect all the money there is and then pay back whatever money they find or can find to the people that have been impacted by it. And so, for the everyday Joe, prospects aren't looking good, because if you had $10,000 or $20,000 in there, and a bank or a hedge fund had $100 million in there, well, you're pretty much last in line. And so if they get, 10 cents on the dollar, if they're lucky, your 10 cents on the dollar on 20,000 is 2,000. And so you basically have to get in line for those kinds of things. And one of the things that had me thinking about is, what can you do to avoid it? What can you do to avoid something like this? To get out before it blows up. And it's very hard. It's very hard. I mean, a lot of people are fooled. This guy's sitting next to presidents, ex-presidents. He's, on panels talking about the future of crypto, donating money. A lot of people are just fooled by the persona, fooled by the product, and it's snake oil. So what can we do to identify the snake oil and to not be involved, or to only have minimal exposure to it and have some protection? It's a hard thing to do. But on a local level with small businesses, you could really think about that. I mean, people give other people investments all the time. It's having good agreements. It's vetting people properly. It's making sure that you follow the money constantly and not just, when things blow up. And we've definitely seen a lot of that from a small business perspective. People embezzling money, people misappropriating company funds, saying they're doing one thing with the money, but then doing something completely different. So from a small business perspective, you have to be vigilant. You have to have good agreements in place. You have to really, trust your partners, and less so trust the partners and more so oversee what they're doing. Look through those financials, ask questions about them. Understand where money's going, where money's coming in from, and don't sit on your rights, right? A lot of times people just sit on it. It's a natural human tendency to say, I don't want to look at the bad, to put it out of your mind for a short period of time. And when you do that, it's compounding, right? These people that may have seen FTX coming, they're like, it's going to be fine, or, they'll deal with it, or the government will figure it out. And guess what? Now your money that you have in there is worth zero. And so you have to be vigilant, especially in a small business setting. Somebody can embezzle money, put it in one account, spend it, put it in a different account, and then it becomes very difficult to find. So if you're in a small business and you feel like you're in this kind of FTX and big picture, situation, you really can't sit on those rights. Ask for the financials, ask questions, try to meet with an accounting, or try to get an accounting. And then, if you need help, go get help. Call us, call other lawyers, call accountants. We're here, Kaminsky Law, obviously, we're happy to help. But just from a human perspective, you don't want to see that happen to people, where they just lose money that they can't get back. And so just don't sit on that. And, that's today's brain dump.